your logo there, nice and big, huh? Can we start with you, maybe? Because maybe not everyone here knows what you do. So maybe you can just briefly introduce Grollmus, and then obviously your connection to the whole cybersecurity topic.
Yes. Yeah, at first, thank you very much that I can be here on your stage. We, from Grollmus, we are knowledge multipliers, and we provide trainings, and we are, well, quite a little bit famous in social media with our LinkedIn and YouTube channels, and so, yeah, thousands of professionals watch our social media, and, well, one of our goal is to close the gap in knowledge. And when it comes to cybersecurity, we want to raise the awareness of our customers.
Okay, and Sander, on a general level, what is Siemens doing to help customers or partners tackle OT cybersecurity?
So first of all, we have our full range of products, solutions, and services which help you with tackling these challenges. So what we do, for example, we help customers with tools which help you to get transparency on the shop floor. Transparency is important because you can only secure what is out there. And this is also something Michael is actually pushing in his content on LinkedIn, for example, where he says, you need to know what you have. And typically this is hidden in spreadsheets. And this is something we need to follow up with, and therefore we have software solutions like Industrial Asset Hub, getting you that transparency, and a bunch of other tools helping you to make more out of this data as well.
Okay. Michael, in your opinion then, where do customers currently stand when it comes to cybersecurity, and what are you doing in particular to help them?
Yeah, so it's quite different pictures when I look to our customers. You have some customers, they have advanced experience in cybersecurity, but the most of our customers stand at the start line. And this is quite a big problem because we have more and more regulations. They come nearer and nearer. And when you stand at the start line, this is one of my key messages today. You have to start right now. And I think today we will talk about how to start.
Yes, exactly. And things to start with is, as I said before, Industrial Asset Hub, getting you the transparency. But it's not only about transparency. You also need to know what is going on with vulnerabilities. Because just knowing that you have 500 assets installed, you need to understand that there might be more vulnerabilities out there. And not just for Siemens devices, also from all the other companies in the other halls here. If you haven't seen it, there is more halls on this show as well. We actually match those with vulnerabilities. And if you do that today, if you ask maybe yourself, how do you look at this? You get this email, you look at this, you think like, oh, there is new vulnerabilities to a Siemens PLC or some other vendor. How do you handle that? When we talk to our customers, they print these, they start checking out what is going on. Did I ever bought that PLC? Am I still using it? With which firmware am I using it? And this is where SINEC Security Guard comes in, for example. We automate this process. Instead of doing the printing, the crossing, the striking things out, the checking the firmware version, this is fully automated, and you get this in a matter of minutes. And this is where we really help you saving time and getting a better visibility on the topic.
Okay.
Yeah. So you have to lead the spreadsheets, the Excel lists. You have to do it in an automation way.
Oh, that's actually a good way.
Yeah. So when it comes to really the challenges in practice, then, what would you say? I mean, the title is "It's the Spreadsheets." We've teased it already twice. So,
yeah.
What do you think?
So, the first thing I already said, you have to start, and then it's the question, where should I start? Normally, you start with the risk management, but you're only able to start with the risk management when you know your assets. So you have to start with your asset inventory, with your asset management. And here we have the problem because on the one hand, we have our assets, and on the other hand, we have our vulnerabilities. You already said it, we get this information in different levels, and here we have to, well, put these two things together. Well, and I think today we will talk about the solution.
Yes, and it's actually, I think what a key point is, you said spreadsheets.
Several, yeah.
Yeah. all these asset information, if you go into your company or in the areas where you're active, how many spreadsheets do you have which contain asset information? I'm pretty sure it's more than just one, and it's probably on multiple PC systems and multiple people's desks, maybe even. We need to bring this all together, and this is what we need this digital asset inventory for. That makes your life a lot easier. And then we do the matching, and for the matching, we not only need the asset information, we also need the vulnerabilities. And these vulnerabilities we need in a standardized way. Because we do this with software, and my software is pretty good capable of reading things as long as it's machine readable. And the typical vulnerabilities as they are disclosed are PDFs, sometimes printed out, hand signed by the CEO of the company or by a responsible CISO, then scanned in again, put online as, oh, we have a vulnerability. No, we need machine readable things, and this is called CSAF.
And also, when we have a look to the asset management, there's not only that, or we have so many information which we need from our assets. We have to know which kind of asset is it, what's the name of the asset, what's the IP address, but also what's the firmware of the asset. Because when we have a vulnerability, then we only know if we need to fix it when we know the firmware of this asset.
You mentioned transparency before, and I think in a previous talk on here as well, we said that there are so many companies out there, or so many shop floor operators, who don't have a clue often about how many assets they even have. So how do companies get to this full transparency? I think we called it X-ray view once. How do we get there?
You brought the X-ray up yesterday already. That's correct. Yeah, I like that terminology. So first of all, as I said, you have this information somewhere, and sometimes you don't even know what happened over time. And so our products, our solutions are out in the field for 5, 7, 10, 20, sometimes even 30 years. You don't know what happened in the past. So first of all, you need to get a way to get this transparency. For example, this could be done with an on-the-spot scan with SINEC Security Inspector, helping you really finding out what's in the field. And then you put it in a digital inventory, or you can use Industry Asset Hub to continuously scan this network and get that transparency. But it's not only about knowing the asset and the information you just mentioned before, the firmware and so on, and where is it installed. You also need to know the exposure and the business criticality. Because is it worth it updating the small logo PLC, which controls the temperature of the aquarium in the lobby? Might not be so vulnerable if there's something happening with that one as when it is in your body shop. And so also this comes into the game. Where is it located? Where do I have it? How critical is this asset for my full operations?
Well, and this is, I totally agree to Sander. I already said there's no cybersecurity without asset management.
Yeah, exactly. Now, Michael, the Common Security Advisory Framework, CSAF, I think it's becoming more and more like the industry standard, along with several others out there as well, new rules, regulations, etc. How does the SINEC Security Guard help with regard to this framework?
At first, we have to know that the CSAF standard is a game changer, because now we have a machine-readable format of our vulnerabilities. And before, we have to go to the website of the different vendors. We have to, use the spreadsheets, read in PDF. We have to do it in a manual way. And now we are able to put our asset information with the information from our, from our digital format, from our vulnerabilities. Now we are able to put them together, and here we need a tool. And I think Sander has such a solution, such a tool, which quite do this to bring these two informations together to help us.
Exactly, and this is also the reason, Max and Michael, why we are pushing so strongly on that standardization, CSAF. Last week or 2 weeks ago, there was a conference here in Nuremberg as well, talking about this Common Security Advisory Framework, and close to 100 companies were part of that one, where we talked about the importance of doing everything the same way. Because if something is standardized, it's easier to work with that data. So this is where we emphasized on. We actually coach a couple companies around the world in how to write a good CSAF, because we as Siemens are already using this format for our product search since 2015-ish. And we have learned of our previous mistakes, and we want you to learn as well, because this only makes the OT environment a lot more secure. And with SINEC Security Guard, we then take the CSAF data and we actually read exactly which device is affected, which actual type of the device affected, which firmware is affected, and then we match that together, and we go as far as taking mitigation measures right on your screen. With just 1 or 2 clicks, you can start making your attack surface a little bit smaller.
Yeah. And so I'm also very happy. I'm also a customer, and without such a format like the CSAF, it's not possible to handle all the vulnerabilities in an automation way. Yeah? So I'm quite happy that Siemens is also pushing this standard, because we need it.
And it's not only you, yeah? There's so many others who are happy with this solution. I mean, they're so happy that it's almost the perfect OT solution, right? Your SINEC Security Guard.
I will say so. So if you take the whole user journey, we have that. Imagine you have that spreadsheet already in your digital inventory. It gets updates regularly too. For example, in the Stress Hub, then in SINEC Security Guard, we help you matching it, so you don't have to read those boring emails anymore from product cert from Siemens or other companies. Then we not only match them, but we actually reprioritize the risks based on your actual environment, based on that business criticality and that exposure. So you only start working on the ones where it actually matters, because as we know, we don't have time to keep continuously updating the assets on the production floor, because we actually, you know what we want to do with them? We want to produce. We don't want to keep busy with cyber securing everything. And then we take that into the next level with a task list ranked by importance to least importance. What kind of step do I need to take to actually become that more secure?
Yeah.
And
yeah, go ahead.
one more thing, especially small and medium-sized companies, they're not able to have their own cybersecurity teams.
Yeah.
So they need the support with the software like the SINEC Security Guard, because otherwise they're not able to handle all this information. Yeah?
Yes.
So
And
we need it.
And it's a valid point. We actually developed SINEC Security Guard for, I would say, people like Max. People who are not familiar, not the deepest cybersecurity experts, spreadsheet users. We make it as simple as possible. You don't need weeks of training. You can get a login. You can get started.
Yeah.
And that is very easy to do.
Okay. Yeah, I'll get a training from you guys one day on this.
We'll do that in 30 minutes.
Sander, final question. I think 2 of the really important factors when you were building SINEC Security Guard were the cyber secure by design and as a service. Could you just explain what those 2 are and how they fit in with the SINEC Security Guard?
Yes. As with all Siemens products, we develop our products to be secure from the first time talking about the product. So we have a very secure development process. We follow all the steps of that, making sure that products adheres to the highest standards. And also to that mid and small size companies, we actually said we want to do this as a service. So we host the solution on our servers, making sure you're only busy securing your devices. You're not busy with updating, installing updates, making sure the PC is powerful enough. It's running in our hands in a secure location, and we make your life as easy as possible.
Yeah, and well, the SINEC Security Guard is one puzzle part, and it helps us, especially for the customers who stand at the start line. And now I come back to my key message. If you stand at the start line in case of cybersecurity, start right now. And it's great that we have such solutions.
Yeah, that's exactly it, yeah. Go. You've got to get active now. And it's not about reacting to the hackers, yeah? We've got to be one step ahead of them, really, with the right processes, the right tools, and obviously with the right partnerships. And I think, Sander, people can get SINEC Security Guard on a 3-month trial, yeah? Is that right?
Yeah, that's not a rumor, that's actually true. So you can go online on our website, siemens.com/SSG, SINEC Security Guard. You click on the free trial button and it guides you to the process, and you can start today.
Cool. And I think here at the booth, we can find you just over there. Yeah, do you want to explain
Number
your station?
48, exactly.
Which number is it?
Number 48.
48, okay. And I think people will also find some more information from Grollmus about there as well, yeah? Trainings, etc.
I will come also to the station.
Yeah?
If any question. You'll find me
Awesome.
there.
So yeah, that's where you'll find these two gentlemen. Can we have a big round of applause for them first, please? Sander and Michael, thank you so much.